Grow My Cleaning Company teaches owners of cleaning companies just like you how to grow your company, make more money, and finally take charge of your financial future and your life. This podcast is about automating and creating systems that give you time and money freedom so you can grow like crazy without losing control. Since this is totally free, if you're getting tons of value, want to support us, and make sure that you get more of the good stuff, subscribe, rate, and review to this podcast today. Now, on to the show. Hey, Cleaning Nation, good to be back with you for our, I think this is going to be our last kind of afternoon live. Right now we're doing them at 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. Pacific. I believe we're going to start doing them 10 o'clock next week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 10 o'clock Pacific, just so they're always at the same time. You guys can get used to them. So for those of you checking out the podcast or the watching on the YouTube channel, it won't make any difference to you. But those of you who like to join us live, it's going to start being same time, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sydney's in the house. You make me so happy, Sydney. I think Mariana said she talked to you for a second today, and that made me think of you. So I'm glad you're here, sister. All right, today we are jumping into how to deal with bad and or angry customers. We did a training a couple times ago about what to do when you lose accounts, and it got such good feedback, and people wanted to hear about it. Today we're going to do kind of a corollary, what to do with angry customers, because the reality is customers get pissed off. Not only do they tell the world and they quit and they do all sorts of stuff, they ruin your life, right? I've seen massive momentum with folks just go right in the toilet. Hey, Renee is here. Sydney's here. And I make her happy too. Big hug fest with Sydney. She's the best. I've seen a bad customer just ruin a week worth of work mentally for owners that we're training, and they're so excited, everything's going good, and they're leading their team. And then one pissed off customer comes in, complains, they can suck the life out of you. And the problem is if we keep them and they continue to act that way, they can do it. Hey, Michelle, our brand new, newest next level member. I am so excited to see you, Michelle, and so excited to be able to have you back in our universe. Can't wait to see you on the first training. All right. So the problem is when customers complain, not only can it kill your mojo, kill your ability to lead, kill your ability to sell, and basically run your company. If it's a customer that stays with you for a while, they can do it over and over and over if they keep complaining. So we're going to talk about how to deal with that so you never have to kind of deal with the chronic problems, and we kill all of that. The problem is the cost on this is insidious because we all know hey, Daisy in the house. Now it's starting to get to be a party. We all know that it is so, I hate to even say it because it's been said so many times, but it's true. It is so much. I don't know the numbers. I've heard 4 times. I've heard 10 times, but it is worlds cheaper to keep a customer than it is to sell a new customer. I'm sorry, I can't look at the chat anymore because Michelle's talking, everyone's talking. It's going to make me stay off track. So obviously it's so much more expensive to get new customers than it is to keep regular customers. So we gotta plug that hole in your boat. But also we know that a constant stream of upset customers is just going to kill any ability to grow your business, right? So we've got to make sure we get that killed. So let's dive into that. And there's a couple misconceptions that really get in the way. I want to start by blowing those up. First, a lot of us believe that all angry customers are bad, right? If a customer is angry, it's a negative thing. And again, we're more and more with the folks that we coach in our program, I am moving to making sure that we do mindset as much. Hey, Heather, good to have you. Mindset as much, if not more, than tactical. So the reality is, and this is a perfect example of a mindset that's going to cost you money and cost you happiness in your life or bring that to you. If we see an angry customer as this is bad, it's going to this, and it's all negative, and why has this happened to me? And this guy's a jerk, and we kind of come at it that way, it is almost impossible to succeed. So the first thing that we want to do is take control over the state or the response, the state that we're in or the response that we give to a pissed off customer. So when they complain, you get 2 options. One, you could look at it as this guy's a jerk. It's his fault. They don't know. He's always a complainer. He doesn't know. My people aren't lying, blah, blah, blah. Externalize, right? Blame the world on this problem. The second thing we could do, which is equally true, just is more opportunity for your business and for you, is go, this is an opportunity to improve, right? This is an opportunity to improve. So anytime, I think some of the best inventions, innovations in business come from somebody being frustrated, right? Either the inventor or something had a frustration, said I could do better, or one of your customers said, hey, this is a problem, and we solved that problem. We go, hey, this could be a whole new business. So, and all that has to do with mindset. If you look at upset customers or complaining customers as a nuisance or a thorn in your side, that's what you're going to get. If you look at that as an opportunity to transform your business, you're going to get that. So that's going to be the first thing, is we want to make sure we control our mindset and our response to upset customers. All right. I want to give you an example. I share this a lot with our paid clients of how to deal with customers when they're angry. And again, trust me, I owned a car dealership and we had employees. So by the time they would get to me, they weren't just a little bit pissed. They were a whole lot of pissed off, right? They had dealt with a salesperson, a finance manager, our general manager. They dealt with 2 or 3 people. And when they got to me, they were good and ready to fight. So I'm going to give you the trick. And it's so frustrating because I would teach my people this, my employees this, and they never, shouldn't say they never learned, but they'd make the same mistake over and over again. So here's my mastermind way I dealt with this. And this is in the car business. We were dealing with expensive stuff. So they'd come to me pissed off, ready for a fight. And the way I would diffuse it immediately is just to say, listen, we don't make money by getting customers pissed off and making people angry with us. We make money by having lots of happy customers. So let's start here. Whatever you want, we're going to do that. And that's that. How's that for, are we okay? So whatever you need, whatever you want, whatever you think, we're wrong, you're right. We're going to make sure you lead happy. Deal? 100% of the people said deal. They like that. And immediately they went from being furious and I'm going to do this and that, and I want the world, to coming down to a reasonable place. And I know you're thinking, well, but if I do that, aren't they going to take advantage of me? Maybe they might try. So here's how that looked with us. And it was frustrating too, because I would tell my employees I was going to do that. And and again, it was because we had such good employees and our core value was so strong. All the employees treated the business like it was their business. So they didn't want to give away a bunch of stuff. And oftentimes the people were a little bit wrong or a lot wrong, right? They'd lied or they'd done some stuff and they definitely weren't right. And my employees would get pissed off and they wanted to protect our business. So they would be like, well, this guy's a dirtbag, or he's lying, or he's whatever. And then they would just never would the customer go, wow, you're right, I am a dirtbag. Thank you so much for explaining that. I was confused. Never happened, not even once. So I would always tell my employees, that's what I'm going to do. So you could do that, right? As opposed to waiting until they get to me and they're really pissed. You could just say, hey, whatever you need, we're going to make it right. Now, for the folks going, well, what do you do if they try and take advantage of you? Here's a beautiful thing. And this, I don't think I had to do this more than 2 or 3 times. When they started getting really insane. So even, and again, 80, 90, close to 100% of the time, when I would just say, hey, you win, whatever you want, we're going to do that, they would calm right down. And then they would immediately start telling me why it's okay. Well, to be fair, you guys weren't that bad. Because again, when I push, they push back. That's how it goes. When I turn the other cheek and just go, whatever you need, whatever you want, you're right, we're going to make it right. Their anger, their frustration, it just goes right down, right? So again, you got to look at it as an opportunity. So, and for those of you going, well, what if they're going to take advantage of me? They're going, whatever. Well, here's what happened. If and when, on the very, very rare occasion, they were going to lose their mind and just be whatever, I go, you know what? You're absolutely right. Doesn't seem like we're going to be able to make you happy. So why don't you just give me the keys to our car? I'll have a cashier's check up here in about 12 minutes. 0% of the time did people take advantage of that, right? So that's how we can, and what that looks like in your world is, gosh, if they just complain and ruin your life, you don't go to them and tell them our people didn't do that, and you're lying, and you didn't do that, and blah, blah. You argue with them, you're always going to lose. Even if you're 1,000% right, trying to solve their emotional problem with your logic is just never going to work out for you or for them. So what that looks like in your world, if they are crazy people and you go, whatever you need, whatever you want, you're unhappy, that doesn't work. We're here to make happy customers. If you're not a happy customer, we're going to do whatever it takes. How that looks is if they're just not happy, go, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and stop paying, or here's the money back for the last clean. And we will, obviously we're not gonna be able to help you. We'll get out of your hair. So that's how you make sure that they don't take advantage. Okay. So again, we've got to make sure that when we hear customer complaints, we don't look at it as they're bad or whatever. We look at it as an opportunity. 2, we don't have to fight with customers when they come to us, right? You can start by letting them win. And we go back to the thing, just like when we sell them in the first place, you got to look at the real pain, right? We look at their superficial pain. We're saying, oh, they want the most clean for the least money. No, they don't. They want to feel a certain way. They want to feel something. People, when they come in pissed off, it's the same thing, right? You think it's like, well, we broke your vase and they want us to pay for the vase and blah, blah. They don't want any of that crap. They feel like they've been taken advantage of or not being heard and not being loved, and that your company's mistreating them. They want to feel feel like they're being treated great. So a lot of times just, oh my gosh, that vase is, and again, if you get on the same side of the table with them and start pointing at you and how bad you are, a lot of times they'll lose steam, right? So say you broke a vase and you're like, well, you don't understand. That vase was super valuable. And you start arguing with them. It wasn't that valuable. They're just going to double down. But if you go, holy crap, that is the most beautiful vase I've ever seen. If I were you, I'd be furious. I'd probably want to sue us for $1 billion. I want to own our company because that was the nicest vase I think I've ever seen in my life. And if I lost it, I would be so furious. I'd probably be punching me in the face right now, right? You go so far to that side. Any reasonable human beings go, well, to be fair, the vase wasn't that nice. I got it here. And they calm down. So if you start agreeing with them and pointing at you and their side and how terrible you and your company are, a lot of times they'll come around and go, you know what? I'm beating a dead horse. This guy gets it. They just want to feel that you understand them and that they're loved and you recognize their pain and what they're feeling. And once you do that, a lot of times they don't even want the money. Lachelle says, perfect timing. I literally just walked out on an unfinished job. Never could have I imagined being taken advantage of for months. Couldn't take another moment. Michelle says, ownership, all caps, lots of exclamations. Yes, yes, all that is 1,000% yes. Okay. Another thing, complaints are bad for our business. People think that. Again, this is a lot of mindset thing. And I have found it to be the exact opposite. What's bad for your business is customers quitting, right? My least favorite is customers that say nothing, and all of a sudden they just take off. They're gone. They quit. They give you the notice. And you didn't even know there's a problem. That's bad for business. That's the system. That's what we need to create systems and processes to make sure it never happens. When customers complain, they're going, I'm going to leave if I don't get my needs met, and you have the opportunity to meet their needs. And again, it's so much easier to meet their needs than go find a brand new customer who doesn't know or like or trust you and get the opportunity to meet their needs. So much easier just to meet the needs of a customer that you have. So you've got to start moving from complaints are bad for business to the much more effective and much more true and much more profitable mindset of lack of complaints are bad. Just people quitting without saying anything because they don't even have the respect or care about you enough to communicate that to you. That is a problem. Complaints is an opportunity. So really important that we focus and take control on how we look at all of these situations. And again, neither of these are all perspective, right? That you could argue for one way or another. You could argue, well, when customers complain, I have to stop what I'm doing. It means we're not doing a good job. I have to go fix it. I could be doing other things. There's 20 reasons you could make a good case, why it's bad. I guess the thing I'm trying to communicate is you want to make sure that you are picking the most profitable or the most effective mindset to adopt, right? So if your goal is to grow and to enjoy your business and to have employees that love your business, love being a part of it, and live your core values, for us, it's having fun, making money, being real, and helping out. So here, let me just show you what that looks like with your core values. If I have a customer complain that we're not doing a good job, well, let's just take it with my core values. Have fun. Is it fun for when customers complain about me doing a good job? It's not fun for the customer. It's not fun for me. Don't love it. So how do we fix that? Well, we could just, stop listening to their complaints. That's going to violate our other core values, or we could up our game. So that shows me there's an opportunity to up our game. Be real. They are actually doing my core values when they complain, right? They're being honest with me and telling me I'm not happy with the service. So they would be violating core value if they weren't real, if they wouldn't tell me. So it's hard for me to get mad at them. One of my core values is to be real, and I want to be real with them, and I expect them to be real with me. So they're doing that. So that's, so far, have fun. They violated that core value. They're doing a good job by being real. How about making money? Is it profitable for me when they complain? Well, if I don't handle it right, we're going to talk about that coming up, it can be very unprofitable. If I handle it right, there's an opportunity for profit. And help out, right? They're giving me the opportunity to help out by telling me there's a problem. So always look at it through your core values. And if you look, when I put it through the lens of my core values, I see a big opportunity to help out and have more fun and make more money. So I look at complaints as an opportunity, and I want you to do the same thing. Renee says, learn from it. If it's consistently from the same client, goodbye. Love it. Lachelle says, same and only client done. Got it. So there's another thing that just absolutely kills us. So what was I going to say? I think there's one other thing I want to talk about. So oftentimes we think that once a customer complains, somehow they don't love us, or they're a bad customer, or a bad fit, and now the relationship is broken forever. And really what that is us oftentimes just being lazy, right? Because we don't really want to go fix it right. We let it fester, and then there's this weird thing between us, right? Like if I owe somebody money, I want to make sure I pay them as soon as possible, because it's weird if I owe money and we don't bring it up. Same thing, I feel like there's something in a relationship. I want to hurry up and make it right. So we've got to do the same thing when we've got customers that complain. Instead of ignoring it or trying to bury it or let it go. And then the customer's like, man, he didn't even think about it. And then it makes everything weird. I go over the top to fix it, right? Upset customers are a huge opportunity to blow them away with surprise and delight. So here's the reality of the situation. A story is going to be told, right? At the end of this interaction, however this resolves itself, or however you choose to take charge and resolve it, the customer is going to tell a story. You can't stop that. They're going to talk. You can have a huge say in what that story is. So when they complain and you argue with them and tell them they're wrong or ignore it or do all sorts of what I would consider to be easier routes that are far less effective and far less profitable, that story is going to be, I told them, and they're going to embellish, right? I said there was, this, and they're going to make it bigger and worse than it really was. And they're going to tell it a lot of times. The other opportunity is you can go nuts to fix it. I use this example periodically with a restaurant. If I go to McDonald's and I order a Big Mac and they screw it up or do something wrong, they'll just get me a new one, and that's that, because it's McDonald's. Mastro's is one of our favorite steakhouses we go to. I forget one, and we had one time where the smallest thing went wrong. It's hard for me to even find an example of anything going wrong because their systems and processes are so tight. But we came in, we had a reservation. We sat there for, I think, 4.5 minutes, maybe 5. Someone came in after us and they sat them. And I forget what happened. We just barely mentioned it. They went nuts. They're like, oh my gosh, we will give you a free appetizer. We'll give you free this. They went overboard. Apple's another example. I went in to buy a computer and told them what I needed. They're like, oh, you don't need instead of selling me the top level thing, they're like, oh no, this base level thing will be fine. You don't need to buy the fancy one. So I bought that one. And it wasn't fine. It wasn't enough. It turns out I did need the nicer one. Not only did they say, we'll give you your money back for the other one, we're going to transfer everything over. Usually I think they can charge $100 or $200 for that. And we're going to give you the upgraded one for free. They went nuts. So now I'm telling that story to live, literally dozens of people, or dozen people plus one. I think we got 13 people with us, but hundreds or thousands of people are going to hear it. And I've told that story repeatedly. So they got to, if they just wanted to ignore the thing, like McDonald's, okay, well, the Big Mac was wrong, and here you go. Because that's McDonald's, right? But you don't want to be a McDonald's. You want to be an Apple or a Mastro's, where the story that we tell is, holy crap, they went way above and way beyond what they had to. So it is an opportunity to make them raving fans. Some of my best fans that love me the most and referred me the most and were the best clients for the rest of my life are people that complained, right? And it's because when they complain, what they're really saying is something went wrong. And, you always say that you're a good company or a good person. Let's see what's going to happen. And how you respond really shows who you are and what your integrity is. So when you go way overboard, even if we're not sure, say something was broken or stolen and your people say they didn't do it and the other people say you did do it, as long as you don't think they're lying, right? A lot of times they're like, I don't know, the thing's gone. They're not lying. Maybe they're mistaken. But if you go overboard to go, hey, we don't know which way it is, but we're going to make sure we make it right. Not only are we going to make it right, we're going to make it better than right. So always use always take a complaint if it's a good customer and a good fit, right? If they're a dirtbag customer, it's always complaining, then we got to let them go. But if we're not going to let them go, we want good customers or previous customers. No one in the middle. It's like, well, they complained and now they don't like me and I don't really like them. We got to nip that in the bud. If it's not a fit, let's part friends. If they are a fit, bend over backwards, find ways you can surprise and delight and blow them away with service that they're going to tell the story of, wow, I had one little problem. It wasn't even a big deal. I called in. They gave me a free cleaning. They did something extra. They sent me some flowers. They brought cookies. They sent a handwritten note. There's all sorts of ways that you can be creative and thoughtful to let them know that you care. So and again, this is really mindset. So when I'm just going to sum it up here. It's cheaper to keep customers than to find new ones. And a constant stream of upset customers is going to make you crazy. All angry customers are not bad. They're an opportunity to get better. When people get mad, you don't have to fight. That's an opportunity to show them, to really find out what their actual problem is and show them love the way that they need to see it. Complaints aren't bad. They're an opportunity to fix. People just leaving without complaining are bad. And once a customer complains, you can kind of ignore it or just look the other way and deal with that broken relationship. Not the case, right? It's an opportunity to absolutely blow them away with surprise and delight. All right. The good news is once you close the back door and nobody's leaving, they're just coming in. It's my favorite thing about this business is once you sell a customer as long as you don't screw it up, they're just with you and they just keep paying month after month after month. So you can really grow quickly as long as you close the back door and they're not coming in the front and leaving out the back. So that's huge. Also, making raving fans out of customers as opposed to dealing with knuckleheads, people that don't like you or you don't like them, makes the business so much more fun. Jose says, changing our mindset about complaints requires us to make problem into an opportunity. You're absolutely right, Jose. He said it better than I'm going to say it again because Jose nailed it. I want you guys to get it. Changing your mindset about complaints requires you to turn a problem into an opportunity. And believe it or not, I wasn't going to do this, but we're going to do it real quick before we wrap up. This is about every single thing in your business, right? If an employee quits, you could look at it as, oh my gosh, I've got to find him, blah, blah, blah. Or you can look at it as an opportunity. Wow, that guy or gal obviously wasn't the fit. They were taking up a spot. And now I've got the opportunity to get someone that's really, really good, right? So just about anything that happens in our business, you get to choose if you like to look at it as a problem or as an opportunity. The more things you see as problems, the more you're going to hate your business and it's going to be less profitable. The more you see as an opportunity, the more things you're going to turn into an opportunity and capitalize on. You're actually going to have a lot more fun. So the beautiful thing is once you close the back door to your business, you learn how to look at problems as opportunities. It makes business a crap ton more fun. If this is scratching where you're itching, you're like, I need more. I want to take my business to the next level. I want to get out of cleaning. I want to get out of working in it and start working on it. I want it to work for me as opposed to me to work for it. I want time and money freedom that I came into this business for. If that's you, go to growmycleaningcompany.com right now. Right at the top, our very best training. There's an absolutely free on-demand training you can get immediately. There's not even anything for sale on it. As a matter of fact, we give you another gift at the end. So go to growmycleaningcompany.com, check out our webinar. It is the absolute best of all the stuff that we got almost 500 episodes of this, and I put the best of the best of the best right there packed in like 40, 50 minutes. It is totally free. There's nothing for sale on it. There's actually a gift at the end. Jason and Kim, who are smarter, not better looking, just smarter than I am. Jason says mindset's everything. Kim says mindset's the key. It is so sweet how they are together, and they are so bright. Jose says it is how we evolve to a better life. So loving this talk. You couldn't be more right, Jose. And Shannon just says hi. All right, guys, gals, hopefully that was helpful. Again, go to growmycleaningcompany.com if you were digging this, and we'll do more, and we'll talk to you next Tuesday. If you want to be here live, 10 a.m. Pacific. See you then. Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you're fired up, ready to grow, and want to see if you have what it takes to work with us at Grow My Cleaning Company, here's what I want you to do right now. Go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. That's growmycleaningcompany.com/talk to book an appointment to speak with me personally. I'm going to jump on the phone with you to get you crystal clear on where you are now, where you want to be, and how to get you there. Don't walk around in the dark any longer. If you are serious about growing your cleaning company, it's time to finally get the systems in place that you need to grow. We've helped hundreds of owners of cleaning companies not only grow their business and their personal freedom, but give back to their community as well. If that's what you're looking for, head over to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk and book a time to talk with me personally. I can't wait to get to know you and your business.